No, 2, 3, 4.
Foula on the 8th of July. There's the croft in which we've been staying. This is Dick Savage. Hello, Dick.
Hello, Dave. How are you going?
Not since bad at all. And this is one of the hills that we walked up this morning.
One of the many.
And that's a school over there. Let's zoom in the school. Oh, not too much. Oh, there you go. All my cons, including one slide. Currently not being used.
Not my conversation on the head.
Here are a little bit of blur, but enough about the pop stars who come here. That's the back of the post office. In fact, this smaller building here, I'm going to zoom in now. That is the post office. Open every other day, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 9 till 11. As you can see here, oh, that's not the BT equipment. Oh, here's the BT equipment. Zooming in, 2 microwave dishes. Quite thrilling. Move along. We can't see much, but we will in a second.
Oh.
They have some sheep. In the background you can see the water pumping station. Beautiful sheep that could do with a bit of trim. But obviously they don't do that. Here's mother and child. Oh, dad as well. Hello sheepy. Panning to the background, we see the water pumping station, quite thrilling. No, the water tanks here. And the gritter. There we go. Let's zoom in on that window. There's nobody home. Here we see Lerribeck, the house owned by our house, Brian and Marion Taylor. He's the captain of the local ferry. Oh, won't zoom in too much in case he thinks that we're filming him walking around naked around the house. And there we have the harbour area. Gonna zoom in now. That's that lifeboat. Oh, it's a fishing boat. Fishing boat there. Car. Another car. Let's pan out a wee bit. There we have. Oh no, don't know if that was harbour area. Yes, I think it was. I do believe it was. Now there we are, let's zoom in this. That's the Shetland Council ferry on this little crane. Right there. Enough. Moving forward, BT equipment room with general transmission equipment. Mast to hold up the. Let's have a look. Oh, yes, we have it. Let's move a little bit further forward. Let's see where they're now. Hardly visible. Where are they? Quite strange, huh? 2 BT microwave transmitters. Absolutely beautiful dishes. And that shed there is a BT equipment room. Not quite sure what's there, but Dick will probably tell us in great detail. Let's have a look at these specimens. Pointing towards mainland, the main island of Shetland. There's a water pumping station at the bottom of the hill. Chunks are generally where the peat's been dug out for local fires. As you can see, following the ridge, it goes up and up and up and up and up. That's about 188 feet there. Walked along there today and walked up to the highest point along the various hills and ridges up to the Snew. There's our croft, furthest on the right. I'll now zoom in on it. 2 bedrooms, wash room with a shower, basin and reasonable kitchen, and a little sort of breakfast room or a living room with a TV. It's not the Hotel Hilton, but it's not the Bangkok Hilton either. Let's zoom in on this one. There it is. Okay, and here we have the stream at the end of the road, or just down from the B&B. There you have it. Looking reasonably clean water. Probably the brownness is derived from the peat. Obviously next to the Wolf pumping station. That goes to Mill Loch, which is a sort of pond really, and just accumulation of water. Turning round, look at the road. Let me just come down, and as you can see, there's a few semi-abandoned trucks that just rusted away of late, which is unfortunately one of the features of the island, but it's just one of those things. Being an isolated island, nothing that can be avoided. Other side of the island, so you've always got something like you can play poo sticks. Looks fairly clean water, there's no stench to it. Presumably it's fairly acidic from the peat as well. There it is, and that, I would assume, goes down somewhere into the harbour, which is in this direction. That's on the boats, so that's the harbour, pretty much straight ahead. But we now have to go up the road. There's the back of Dick's bonds on it. You wouldn't let me take a picture of it. So here we have the road leading up towards the harbour. Let's get this on a wide angle. And it's standing from the river, between the two sides of the river and the road. It's a view onto the Lerbeck complex.
A boat over there.
Yeah, there's a boat because that's the harbour. Well, that's what you normally expect to see there. In the background, again, you can see the BT equipment, the connection to the outside world. Zooming in on the microwave dishes, and there's a back view onto our self-catering accommodation. For this one, being zoomed in, is ours. Moving back, and off we go. But fascinatingly, here we have what would probably be Britain's most isolated phone box. Unfortunately, it's not been maintained since they put the phone in the new style phone in. It's a bit of a shame. Otherwise it'd be a real eye-opener. Unfortunately, I don't know the number for the phone, so there's no way of ringing to check it works. Mobile phones, likewise, do not work in this island. Allegedly, if you go to the top of the mountain, it will work, but we've just tried our mobiles today with about as much success as a pork chop synagogue. So, as a pork chop salesman in Tel Aviv. Note the relatively modern form of payphone, perhaps not so extensively used in kiosks, more likely to be found in pubs or, say, halls of residence. Evidently the reason that it's never been maintained is that the door keeps being blown up by the wind. BT seemingly have never done anything to replace it. Though there is a private payphone down by the airstrip about a mile away from here, which is owned by the lad, and he charges fairly high prices. This is the local school now, the primary school. That's a slide to the right. The sound you may hear in the background, it seems to be the generator. I'm not sure what the generator is used for in terms of a school building that's closed in the summer, possibly maybe got some sort of refrigeration equipment that needs using, or even an aquarium, but it's a bit of a mystery to me. We'll also pan through and have another look through the hills, which are actually quite good for burning off a few calories. Looks as if the sheep are in a bit of a state of panic. Let's zoom in on them. I don't know what's been happening with them. Let's see if they're still running around like mad dogs or mad sheep, I suppose. Looks as if their panic's over. That's looking onto the back of Lerbeck. Oh no, there they are. They're running around again. have a real run around. Just believe there is some traffic. Here we have Cattle Grid leading down to the port. A little bit shaky, but or should I say the harbour. It looks like the local ferry on the crane. And here's Dick trying to hide away from the camera. Unless if he drops onto the Cattle Grid. No, I don't think he will. Let's zoom in on the harbour. There we have the little crane that picks up the Shetland Islands Council ferry. Right, we're now going to have a little trip down to the harbour area. Okay, here down the harbour area, that looks like the local ferry, which I'm zooming into now. That goes, I think, every other day, roughly every other day, to the mainland, not of Scotland, but to mainland Shetland, for about £2.50 nominal fee. That's a little stroll down. And at the harbour there's a collection of fishing boats. Oh, and a black cat as well. Fishing boats. Okay, another shot onto the ferry. Fishing boat, I assume, or maybe a visiting boat. I think. I think this is Brian Taylor's boat that he uses for people's fishing trips. So, have a little look at that. Ex-RNL lifeboat from about 1930s, I think it is. Looks like a fairly successful fishing trip, or should I say crabbing trip. No, I don't, that's fair enough. Looking up into the island from the harbour, you should see a bridge on the left hand side here. This is some sort of shortcut onto the harbour from one of the houses. That looks like the mouth of the stream that we walked past earlier on today. If we move back out, there's the mouth of it, quite scenic. Plastic freezing. There's looking onto the mainland, which can really hardly be seen above the horizon. That's mainland Shetland there. Oops. Hello. And this is Dick stroking a Suffolk pony. He's had to go a long way to find somebody who'll let him display his affections to them.
Haha.
Hello.
They're children's ponies, aren't they?
Yeah, they're about the right size, but you'd find it a bit difficult to get an adult on, I suppose. This is approximately 50 metres north along the road from the school on Foula, looking towards possibly the northernmost houses. I'll zoom in now. Okay.
It's the first of you.
Hey?
It's the first of you.
Say it?
Just do your bed.
Well, I'll be at the post office.
Oh,
Queuing all day at the post office, just sat with it now. So, are you wearing your highways hat now?
yeah.
Right. What does it say?
I'll have to get it after the trouble.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to do it by foot this time. Right, see you around. That's the council truck laying all the grit. It's also the landlord, the man who maintains the lighthouse at the end. He's also the ferry boat captain. Okay, moving leftwards back to where we were. Left, moving right. Zooming in, hopefully. On. Let's move back. Keep there, zooming in on houses, probably at the furthest end. That's the furthest house we walked. Yes, we walked yesterday. And there's another house. And the postmaster and postmistress actually deliver it to everybody's houses, door to door. Okay, just walking up the road northwards, approximately 200 metres north of the school. The locals tend to go digging peat for their heating, and then they sort of pile it all up. Deacon are now going to demonstrate what the peat is like. Here is a piece of peat that he's holding, quite light. Almost like compost, but a little bit better stuck together. There we go. Thank you, Dick. About 150 metres further north from the peat, there's a croft. It looks like it's still inhabited. Windows are still there. Didn't see any great deal of activity, but I think the people tend to go out and about during the daytime doing their own thing. But it looks still fairly sturdy. Looks quite comfortable as well. That's 100 metres up from the peat cuttings. Here we are looking up towards the first hill that we see from the croft, from Lerbeck. Generally the best way is to take it from about 500 metres to the south and then climb up the ridge, or walk up the ridge. But it's not too bad, quite firm soil, as we found out yesterday. Moving along, panning around, quite steep descent as well, something to be aware of. Seems to be some little stream that should be seeable from here. Let's see to follow that track. A few gates, quite modern looking. Looks like someone's doing at their croft there, or the house. From here. Scaffolding there, and the house there, back, and in the distance the houses we were looking at from a little bit earlier on today, all in quite good condition and all with sky dishes. And they're probably not the most northernmost, possibly not the more northernmost houses here, but we'll soon find out as we keep on walking. Okay, northeast of the school. About 400 metres, maybe 500 metres. I'm not sure if that's an abandoned croft or whether it's some sort of cairn or sheep pen, but it's some sort of big circle of stones. Just to get a panoramic view. That's panning round up the road. Possibly the northernmost house, or almost. Northernmost house, about maybe one or two. Go around. Directly ahead is the Snoog. The Snoog, not quite sure it's pronounced, but about 418 metres high with a triangulation point. That's I knew was there, because I didn't really expect to walk that far. That was yesterday, but it's only because it had the only triangulation point on the island that I knew we'd gone there. But with a steep climb there from down below, you can almost slide down. Other hills as well on the way. Just looking back down the road. Okay, this is a little bit further up the road. In fact, looped round at about 90 degrees towards the house we initially saw in the distance, the possibly northernmost. Just to zoom in, we're going to take the route up here that I'm zooming in and turn probably northeast from there. But as you can see, you can now see the shingle on. Not sure which this feature is, but we're approaching the cliffs at the northern end, where we should see the stack, which looks a little bit similar to Durdledore in Dorset. So there we have it. Okay, here we are, getting towards almost the top end of the island. Not so much higher, so at the northernmost, and probably head up this little, not so sure if it's a stream, but some sort of crevice, which should give us quite a good sight. Let's have a little panoramic view, pulling back. Okay. Furthest distance away, you should be able to see a war memorial there, zooming in it now, for all the sons of the island who died in World War I and World War II. Unfortunately, there's a lot of names written on there. Okay, there's Lerbeck, I think, yes it is, and 1, 2, 3 cross, which ours is the third from the front. And the house.
Yep, I can see it.
A spectacular sunny day. Now, a couple of minutes ago we were just walking past that house here. We were watching along. We've just walked up the hill, a little bit craggy, and as we got to the top of the hill, there's the house. As we got to the top of the hill, let's have a look what there is on the other side. Quite spectacular, really. This stack, I think that's called, similar to Durdledore, Dorset. And to see, in the distance you can see the mainland of Shetland. Another feature, not sure what it is, I'll check it out on the map later. There's the rest of the island. Now, looking further down, there's actually yet more housing, which is quite astounding, really. Very nice and flat looking green grass down there. House all on its own, I'm not sure what it is, so let's zoom in on this. Supposedly there's some sort of churchyard around Foula, but I've not yet seen it. These are the houses down below. Quite prime locations there. Some sort of weather station. There they are. Oh, extremely, very beautiful. So we're now going to have a quick check down with our own eyes. Now we've just come down the hill, back to near the entrance to the house with the washing line. This is the path to take you downhill, down to the northernmost tip, to the beauty points that we saw a wee while ago, such as the Durdledore, Lake Stack, etc. and houses. So we'll have a little trip down and take a look. Here we are, approaching the summit of the path. Before we start to descend, so let's have a look all around us. There's the stack, and quite spectacular. A similar structure. That I presume is a beacon, or some sort of rudimentary lighthouse. Oh, here we have a few cormorants. Skua, sorry. Flying around. No, there's one sitting down. find its own. Originally they've been circling around, but I think we've moved away from their nest. Okay, we have a couple more skewers.
Known locally as bonksies.
No, local as bonksies, thanks Dick. Dick is now going to walk towards them. Oh, that screaming is another bonksy. Okay, there's two flying in the air. There they go. Okay, heading towards us. Another direction at least. Oh. There goes Dick. Oops. Okay, that's the stack with the archway. Zoom in on that. Quite spectacular looking. Zoom out. Pause for a moment. As can be seen, quite spectacular drop, descent, and that would be a drop in my case, leading onto the stack. Personally, I've no intention of trying to walk down there. I've got no death wish, but quite spectacular. And zooming in, we should be able to see kittiwakes, I believe, in the nests. One there, the one there. Oh, look, there's sunbathe. Okay, this is actually something just on the chance pond, just while we're standing by this stack. Zoomed in and there's the landlord, doing one of his many jobs, and he's replaced some of the tarmac on the road. Looks like they were watching us a little bit before, so we'll zoom in on them. Looks like they're fairly near to cormorants as well. This is also quite spectacular. I'm not quite sure what that rock is called, but it's certainly quite a sharp protruding object. Let's scan down and look down to the rock pools. It's extremely clear water. I can't actually see any fish there. Oh. Probably are fish there, but I just don't have the eye for them. Go to the rock pool around the corner. There's some sort of minis at the cave. Well, I'm not too sure if it is. It seems to indicate what it is. Put it up on the cliff. There's a sheep on its own. So this is. Fairly jagged rocks. I'm not too keen to go swimming there. When I look from near the stack, we go and see the other prominent oak cliff. I'm not sure we'll be able to reach it by foot, so we're trying to get back within the next 2 hours. Less than 2 hours back to the cross so we can go fishing on the boat. But still quite an impressive sight. Creating a little bit of a bay or inlet. know how it looks in the winter, but certainly seems quite jagged and rugged.